Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Butter from Danae, submitted by mom Alexandra Triantafyllopoulou. I hope I came close. This is a neat tangle, and at the time that it was submitted, uh, Danae was 6 years old. And so hopefully, and this was, let's say, this was put on Tangle Patterns in 2014. So lots of time has passed, and I hope that they're both still tangling. This is a cute tangle. All right, it is a grid pattern, and what I'm going to do is just a 4 square for you. And this tangle, though, so the tangle itself is, I don't want to say that. The tangle itself is a 4 square. So whenever you're doing your when you're doing your grid, you'll want to split it up so that way you have little 4 squares, if that makes any sense. Because when I remember when I was thinking, I'm like, oh, I'll do it in thirds. It's like, nope, that's not going to work because then I'd have to split every single one up. So this is going to be like one cell of your grid. And I did do a sample that has more than one, so that way I can, we'll kind of explain it. Okay, so, or it'll, yeah, you'll see, you get it. All right, so this one is interesting in that on Danae's, or Alexandra's, who did the step out, she kind of did, let me air draw it. So it was coming from this center and going out, touching each side, and then coming straight down in the center. So like the center is going to be pretty much straight. We're not gonna, we're not gonna come off here. I kind of found that it was easier to, I could do them separate. So it was like coming around here, up, down, all the way to the bottom one, and then around back to where we started. But I found that this was almost easier to do it like this, and then you're coming down and you're like landing right in the center of your 4 square. And then, if you want to continue it that way, you can. Or I wanted to do it this way, where I just came around the other side, and same thing, and meet up at that center. All right, and then yes, and then we're going to mirror what we did here on the other side. So I'm going to start here at the center, come out, up, and around, and down. Now, of course, you can decide how you want to, pull away, or however you want to word. I'm not sure how to word that. Where you have your curve pulling away from that center grid. In here too, just depends on what kind of look you're going for, if anything, or if it just you just deal with however it happens, it happens, and that's what I'm doing. And then this one, I'm going to thicken up this side here so it matches a little bit. Okay. And that looks kind of cute just as it is. So what she's done from here is, we go back to where we started. So from here, we're gonna create a spiral coming out. So from there, so I'm going to kind of do a little takeoff and land. So taking off there, and then creating a spiral, and then in the center of the spiral, she has it filled in. And then, you know what? Turn your tile, so same position, and then we're going to do the same thing. Now, of course, you could play with the idea of, do you want to leave some extra space here? And I know on you'll see on the For More Inspiration link, and I think this is a Linda sample. Um, the big thumbnail at the top was I don't know how many she did there. One looked like it started off as a 9 square grid and then divided each one. Yeah, that's a lot of. And then divided each one of those into 4, so it's rather small. But so she left these two blank on one that's lower down, right above the Danae's step out. So it can create some kind of a neat pattern if you decided, well, I'm going to stop here and do that and just leave it. But to continue, we're going to do the same thing here. So coming off from where we started, and we're spiraling in. And really, this is almost like as if we, and I thought about doing it this way, where you would start in the center and come out, around, touching all of the sides, and then from here, you would then just continue into a spiral. But then as I was re-looking, it's like, well, no, but if you wanted to leave some of them blank, open like I had just mentioned, then if you're doing it all in one stroke, then that doesn't, that doesn't kind of work. So anyway, so I'm like, well, no, we'll leave it at the two things, going around the outside once and then making the spiral going on the inside. And that is basically it. Now, you can, if you wish, and I think I will fill this one in as well. Oops, I forgot that is dying. Dying or dead, I haven't decided yet. I was using it on some paper that it either, I don't know what it does. I think it clogs it up a little bit, so I'm going to mess with it. But, so these outside, so these little bits, I suppose you could just leave it as it is if you wanted to. You could probably even add some shading. On the sample I show you in a moment here, I kind of did, this one is not, okay, listen, trash. That one is no hope. This one is probably should be doomed for that too. But I did get a little bit more life out of it. Okay. Here we go. Yes, it's so nice when you have a juicy pen, and it's like I just want to use them all up till they're all done. And it's hard to tell if it's just a little clogged or if it's out of ink. All right. So like I said, you have all kinds of options, whatever you want, to fill in these outside areas. I mentioned I did like a grid pattern. I didn't. It made me think of cheesecloth, but cheesecloth you do, and I do have a video on that, by the way. You can just search the channel. It's more squiggly lines in like a small grid. But this I just I'll show you in a minute because I'm almost done here. But sometimes it's nice to do something that's not as contrasting as filling all of this in on the outside. But then too, sometimes depending on what you might be pairing it with, it might just fit really well. Okay. And while we're at it, let's neaten those up a little bit. The beauty of the fill-in is we can go over it, expand it out. Let's see, this one is just small. Oh, and then now this one. Yeah, then sometimes then you get to the point of, I think I used this example not too long ago. But wait, I'm not done with my cereal, and I'm out of milk. Oh, I need more milk. Oh no, now I'm out of cereal, it goes the other way. You're just there forever. Okay, so there we have it. I'm going to leave this one just plain because I can show you how I did it with some shading, and that's kind of fun. And I put a little dot of white jelly roll just for a little shine in there. And this it still ended up a little bit too on the dark side, but it's okay. I went around the outside. I just picked one edge to take the graphite, and like I said, it looks all right. I need to mess with it a little bit more, but then I decided, well, let's play with it. We'll do it on a smaller grid. So this essentially is a 4 square, but then I divided each of these into 4. So like this is the tangle. This would be the fragment, and then you can put it in. Although this one, when you do it in a fragment, it pretty much looks the same. Whichever way you slice it. But isn't it? So here I did. I wanted to also disguise the lines, but I didn't want to do the fill in. So I just added a grid. And the top one, I did put the lines there. It's just a little bit thinner on the top. So, and then did shading just kind of on the outside edge, or inside the curved line there. But lots of fun that you can have with it. It's a neat tangle, neat fill-in. I like that it adds contrast to a tangle. So if you have a lot of just line work, open line work, it's nice to add in something like this that adds a lot of contrast. That's just my opinion. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, would love to have a thumbs up or a like. Feel free to share it. And if you like it enough to see more, would love to have you subscribe to the channel. Of course, that is free. And I mentioned the description section. Step out links are there below that. Ways to connect with me if you wish. My website link, and then if you happen to be on Facebook, we have an amazing Tangle Addicts Facebook community that is very active, and so we have a lot of fun sharing the stuff from the daily Tangle, which are these quickies, as well as stuff that we do from classes, and it's like I said, it's just great fun. Speaking of classes, if you are interested in classes, I do teach almost 2 times a week, depends on the week. Most most of them are free. Thursdays are free sessions where we take a tangle or two, and I call it Tangle Time, and we explore it and just see how much fun we can squeeze out of one tangle. and and then I have some on Tuesdays as well. So it's pretty much Tuesdays and Thursdays are my days, and on Tuesdays I have 2 of the days are a paid class, and so I appreciate everyone that comes to those. I put quite a bit more content and more of a project into those, hence that that they cost something, and I especially appreciate those that are in the membership club. So I have a Tangle Addicts membership club. It's like a subscription, and where you get all access. You don't have to worry about registering for anything. You're just automatically registered for everything that I do, and you know, and would love to have you check that out if you think it's something that you'd be interested in. So, with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.